The European Union's ongoing talks with China could cast a long shadow over a UK-EU free trade agreement, an expert has claimed. EU and UK negotiators have yet to find a way to overcome significant divergences in their attempt to seal a post-Brexit agreement. Following the UK's departure from the EU on January 31, the two sides are trying to secure a new trade deal before the end of the year, when Britain will effectively exit the EU's customs union and single market. However, negotiations have proved difficult and the parties appear far apart on a number of issues, including on the level playing field and the fishing industry. Speaking during his regular press conference, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier said last week, "Too often this week it felt as if we were going backwards more than forwards. Today, at this stage, an agreement between the EU and UK seems unlikely. I simply do not understand why we are wasting valuable time. The next round of negotiations will begin in London on September 7. According to a recent report by Best for Britain's CEO Naomi Smith, though, Brexit talks have not been the only trade discussions Brussels has undertaken this month. The bloc has also been engaged in negotiations with China, the EU's second biggest trading partner after the US, and Ms. Smith argued that these ongoing talks could cast a long shadow on Brexit. She explained, "Sino-European talks aren't a new thing. Relations were established in 1975 and in 2013 efforts began to produce an investment agreement which would deliver predictable, long-term mutual access to the EU and Chinese markets. There have so far been 31 negotiating rounds, including the one earlier this month. One of the core topics of discussion was the Comprehensive Agreement on Investment (CAI), a weighty set of issues which boil down, very approximately, to EU businesses being treated in China the way Chinese businesses are treated in the EU. A Sino-European Free Trade Agreement, FTA, could pave the way for huge increases in business between the blocs. In 2017, for example, Chinese research suggested that an FTA could boost EU exports to China by a third between 2020 and 2025, with Chinese exports to the EU rising by a fifth. Given that China-EU trade is already worth more than €1 billion a day, that's a very big prize.